What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are going to be covering Punisher issue number 4. As we continue on with our brand new series, we have Frank Castle, who has been using the Ninja Warriors of the Hand to end war once and for all, while he has his crusade across the globe, taking out heavy hitters left and right. There is one individual who is very unhappy with how the Punisher has been acting. That, of course, is the god of war known as Ares. Him and his Apostles of War have been very determined on bringing war to this world and ensuring that it continues on. One thing I will say before we jump into this comic is going to change everything moving forward. The events that transpire within these pages, we are going to see the Punisher's time with the Hand come to an end very soon. Now, make sure that you guys have subscribed to the channel, you have liked this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we get into issue number 4, we have been shown more or less some origins of Frank Castle, where he has come from, and how he became the Punisher we know today, where this violence really originated from. The Priestess of the Hand, the one that had recruited Frank Castle to begin with. She has been trying to unlock this secret, believing that if she is able to figure out how all of this came to be, how he became such an efficient killer, then maybe her ninjas would be half as good as him, and that means total domination over their enemies. And the Priestess, she has dug down all the way back to his past, back to when he was a child going to school, causing all kinds of trouble, all the way down to the first person that he ever killed. By all accounts, she truly does believe that he is the High Slayer, that he is meant to be the fist of the beast. Right now, our High Slayer, aka the Punisher, he is laying down some punishment on criminals, some that have exploited underage children, others trying to do ethnic cleansing of entire races, rape, murder, all of these things. Because of this, the High Slayer is beheading guys left and right. This is part of his daily ritual, but today they have a little bit less than usual, usually having a lot more people for the High Slayer to kill. The Archpriestess has a lot more ninjas surrounding the Citadel. That is because of the Apostles of War, because of Ares. They want to ensure that if there is some kind of assault on their facility, that they are going to be protected. Believing that the day might be done, we have the Archpriestess who comes into the room, saying that she has a handful of ninjas that are offering themselves up as sacrifice. This is because of the shame that they put on the Hand. These ninjas are the survivors of the last confrontation with Ares, god of war. He had left them alive as a living insult to the Hand. But not only that, Ares made them pray to the god of war. They dropped down to their knees and they prayed. Now for the Priestess, this is the biggest insult that you could do to the Hand, the biggest insult that you could give the beast. Frank Castle, on the other hand, he could care less on who people pray to. He is not going to let these individuals be murdered by his hand because they prayed to the wrong god. She takes this as a sign that they should just kill themselves. About ready to give the order for them to slice their bellies open, Frank Castle lets them know that this needs to stop. Right now, they need all of the men that they have. Not only that, they're gonna need every single thing at their disposal. The Priestess trying to let the Punisher know that he needs warriors that are worthy of his name, true disciples of the beast, just like the High Slayer. He needs masters in the way of the Punisher. This is when she asks, how can we do this? Tell us the secret on what makes you such an efficient and effective killer. But the Punisher, he does believe that they are fine exactly how they are, vowing that he will be with them the next time they go against Ares. And so for at least this day, these warriors have been spared. Taking us over to the garden, this is where we have Maria, the wife to Frank Castle, resurrected by the Hand. The only problem, She knows that something is missing. She knows that they do not belong here. Not sure where their children are. This is nothing more than a hollow shell of what Maria used to be. And Frank Castle, he knows this. He knows that she is more or less ill, that she is not herself. But every single second that he gets with her by her side, he is going to take it. Showing us the previous night, as the Punisher had walked through the garden, he finds himself met by Lord Deathstrike and Lady Bullseye. These two assassins, they have come for the Punisher, saying that he does not deserve to be the Fist of the Beast, that he is unworthy, and they are going to prove once and for all that that is in fact true. As the three of them begin to battle, we pick up with the priestess, currently praying to the beast. Right now, she is concerned that the Punisher is losing his path, giving him exactly what he needed to come and join their side. In doing this, she has inadvertently let Frank Castle know what it means to be afraid. Having Maria back has changed everything because he is afraid to lose her. He is afraid of what she might see him become. And you also have Ares, who is knocking on the front door. Maybe a young god in comparison to the beast. He is still a very furious and dangerous god to go up against. And so while she does her prayers, we pick up in Madripoor. And as they stand in the destruction of a recent gang war, the Apostles of War have been supplying weapons to small gangs all over the world, giving them weapons far beyond their capability. This has led to death, destruction, and mayhem. Ares letting us know that his true nature, it is to help humanity sharpen their stones, to understand how to truly do war. He is unable to go against his very nature, no matter how hard he has tried. From being a father, being an avenger, he has tried so many things, but this is who he is. But he knows that there is something off with the Punisher, because the Punisher sending ninjas with swords after the god of war. He knows that this is not Frank Castle. He knows that there is something off about him. Something has changed in him. That once bloodlust thirst that Frank Castle had, it is somehow dissipated. This is where he brings his spirit form to the priestess. If anybody is going to have the answers that he wants, it is going to be her. Obviously, she is not happy about him being able to just transport himself into this temple, this holy place of the beast. But Ares is letting her know that the beast, he's not going to reply. The truth is, many of the gods stopped answering prayers eons ago. He is coming to let her know that somebody on the other side is at least hearing her, not being intimidated by this statue of the beast. In fact, he makes fun of him, saying that he is nothing but a fat monster that doesn't even look like he could scratch his own behind. But really, he has come to have a conversation about how she has been busy desecrating his holiest of pantheons, the great cathedral of combat savagery known as the Punisher. The priestess believing that he fears him. More than anything, Ares is disgusted with him, disgusted of what they have turned him into, as he sits here behind his walls, hiding with ninjas at the guard. Because the Punisher, he knew it wouldn't matter if he had a sword, a gun, a screwdriver. If he wants your blood, the Punisher is going to come for you. That these people here, they don't understand Frank Castle. That they are tampering with perfection. That whatever you are doing, you need to stop. Stop forcing Frank Castle to betray his true self. Adding a thread onto this, saying that the next time you see me, if Frank Castle has not been freed from your grasp, it will be the end of the hand. The priestess, of course, objecting and saying that Frank Castle is finally becoming the individual that he needs to be, that he was always destined to be. And that is the Fist of the Beast. That for the first time in his life, he is embracing his true self. On the outside, Frank Castle getting his butt handed to him. Lady Bullseye and Lord Deathstrike are just whooping him. Cause while he may be pretty efficient when it comes to swordsmanship, he is not as good as them. He is much better when he has a pistol in his hand and he can blow some stuff up. Ares wanting to know, how did you do it? How could you possibly convince the Punisher to serve as the warlord of the Hand? Because the Punisher that he knows would have easily put a bullet right between her eyes. As the Punisher continues on his duel, we see Maria step out of her room. In doing so, this enrages the Punisher, knowing that her life is in jeopardy, that there could be some chance she could be collateral damage. We see that beast within inside of him. It starts to rise up. His eyes and his fists begin to glow red, throwing this dagger and killing Lord Deathstrike. Lady Bullseye immediately drops down to the ground, praying on her knees, recognizing him to be the true hand, the true fist of the Hand. Now, Ares knows that these assassins were sent by the priestess, letting her know that whatever you are trying to turn him into, it's not going to happen. The truth is, Ares would rather kill him and give him a place of honor in Hades. Still sticking to the story that Frank Castle was given nothing to join them, we see Ares disappear. Before he goes, the priestess does let him know that the Punisher will be coming for him, and eventually, here soon, there is going to be a new god of war. Picking up walking around in the garden, we have Maria and Frank Castle. Now, Maria at this point, she is still very confused. She knows that she does not belong here. There are so many missing pieces for her. Wanting to get out of here, just go anywhere. She wants to go to a hockey game. A hockey game being a very important moment for both of their lives, because that is where they met. For the very first time, Frank Castle out there on the ice, smashing dudes against the glass. This is the first time that their eyes ever met one another. But the Punisher having to get back to work, he lets her know that he will return soon. Letting her get some rest, he heads off and they prepare for their battle against the god of war. The priestess letting him know that he is going to be going to war with a special cadre of ninjas by his side. All of them now bearing his symbol. The shamed ninjas from before, the cursed survivors. They have been reborn. And this is because they have learned of the greatest lesson in the way of the Punisher. The priestess has finally understood everything that he has been trying to teach them, or at least to her understanding. None of these ninjas could walk the same path until they had seen the world through his eyes, until they had seen everything they ever loved struck down right in front of them. The priestess made these ninjas watch as she slaughtered their entire family, believing that now they have become true children of the beast. Asking what is their next task, we see the Punisher, he pulls out his sword, and moments later we are picking up in Maria's room with Frank Castle waking her up. He is drenched in blood, and he is letting her know that it is time to go. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, like I said, this is probably the best issue so far and definitely my favorite issue of Jason Aaron's Punisher. Because this whole time, the priestess, she's been trying to figure out what the key to the Punisher's strength is. What makes him the best killer in the whole world. What she didn't understand was that the loss of Maria is what did this. Having his family killed before his eyes. This is what made him the Punisher. Sure, there are many things in his life, all of the violence, all of the killing, all of the things that he has done, they were just stepping stones until he became the man that he is today. With the death of his family, that was the final straw. This is what created the Punisher. Believing that she might be able to replicate Frank Castle, the one thing that she did not account for is Frank Castle not being a religious zealot. The moment that he heard she had killed their families in front of them, this is everything that Frank Castle stands for. This is the whole reason that he is the Punisher. He knows exactly what that feels like. He knows how hard that is to deal with. He has massacred hundreds of people for this very reason. And so the moment he heard the priestess say those words, there was not one freaking chance for her to be left standing after those words came out of her mouth. And the truth is, Ares, the god of war, he was right, that none of this was sustainable. You may have offered him something, you may have gave him something or tricked his mind, but you changed Frank Castle. You made him afraid to lose something. You gave him something he loved back. Having that taken away from him is what made him the Punisher. But all that has changed. In one moment, with one fail swoop of his sword, Frank Castle is now on the run from the Hand. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this line. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.